I cannot believe that this is happening. As if this Bucks situation this season couldn't get any worse, Damian Lillard is now out of tonight's game with a concussion, and the season from hell continues to get worse. So we're going to break that down as well as discuss some more trade rumors that are happening surrounding the Milwaukee Bucks as a new report has came out revealing a new target. Stay tuned for all that in this episode. But before we get into it, if you're a part of the 80% who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Bucks content, and we're on the road and we're very close to 1,500 subscribers. So if you're enjoying it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But well, we have a lot to go over today, and unfortunately, Damian Lillard, because of concussion protocols, out for tomorrow's game. That was obviously dropped late last night, so it is now he's out for tonight's game. And as you look into this season and everything as a whole, it's been one of the worst starts to the season in a very long time for any team, but let alone a Milwaukee Bucks team that coming into the year had a very high, high ceiling, high aspirations for the team. But you think back to last game, and I obviously had a post-game video about it when they lost to the Celtics and they were playing very poorly. Dame only had 14 points. He shot horribly from the field and from the free throw or three-point line. And we're wondering what is wrong with Damian Lillard. He's been so good this season, and a bunch of fans were very quick to call him out, saying that he's washed, saying all these things. But it seems like the whole time he was dealing with some sort of concussion. You see this from Chris Haynes. Sources, Damian Lillard received a hit to the head near the end of the third quarter against the Celtics on Sunday, experienced headaches and dizziness today. Tests confirm a concussion, but there is a possibility he could be cleared by Wednesday's game against the Pistons. So there's a few different things here, because obviously for the Milwaukee Bucks, and we'll dive into some trade rumors and things, we'll have another video on it later, but they need to start winning games. And they have a doubleheader starting tonight against the Toronto Raptors and then, of course, tomorrow against the Detroit Pistons. They need to win both of these games. If they lose either one of these games, things are going to look even more bleak for this team. But even with Damian Lillard out of tonight's game, they need to go ahead and win against the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors are the worst team in the league right now. They're dealing with a ton of injuries to their main, star players, Scotty Barnes and players like that. But it's at the point now where if Milwaukee Bucks are unable to win tonight. And again, they don't have Damian Lillard. He was dealing with a concussion. He got hit at some point during the game against the Boston Celtics. There's been some rumblings around about how it happened, how he got hit by a referee in the head or something crazy like that. But ultimately, what it comes down to is the fact that they still have Giannis. They still have some other players as well. This is now Andre Jackson's chance to be the starting point guard, and maybe AJ Green factors in there. We're going to see. There's a lot of different, Ryan Rollins is also going to factor in there. So they're going to get into the starting rotation. They're going to actually get a chance to play significant amounts of minutes for this team. And as you look at the depth chart here, again, it's interesting because Andre Jackson Jr., now whether he starts at point guard is still up in the air. Damian Lillard is out tonight. Chris Middleton is out tonight. And Giannis is factoring in there, and he's going to play in all likelihood. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see an AJ Green, Andre Jackson Jr., Taurean Prince, Giannis, and Brook Lopez starting lineup. I don't know if they're comfortable letting Andre Jackson play the one. They're probably going to let AJ Green. We were thinking DeLon Wright initially, but then we, of course, had the report yesterday from Doc Rivers saying that they're going to give Ryan Rollins the backup point guard job over, DeLon Wright. So maybe there's a world where they start Ryan Rollins and then, of course, AJ Green or Andre Jackson Jr. Ryan Rollins, Andre Jackson Jr., Taurean Prince, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. It's we've seen some decent things from Ajax, but the problem with it is his offense has yet to come around. His defense has been there. His facilitating has been solid. His rebounding has been solid. All these different things have been good. What hasn't been good was his ability to score consistently, and we're at the point now where the Bucks desperately need something like that. Taurean Prince, he gave a spark, to start the game against the Celtics, but then fell off a little bit. Giannis has been Giannis, but no one else on the team has been able to score enough by any means. So we need Brook Lopez to step up tonight. You need Giannis to step up tonight. You need every single player to step up. And maybe this is the opportunity that Ryan Rollins, AJ Green, Andre Jackson Jr. needed. All of these different guys, this is their chance now to show that, hey, especially AJ Green, who's been on fire from the three-point line, shooting some of the best percentages, the best percentage in the NBA with an over 91 true shooting percentage because all he shot is threes. So it's a chance for this game and tonight for the young guys to really get in there. Gary Trent Jr. still day-to-day. We're unsure at this moment if he's going to play tonight. But either way, they need to get things going. And with the young players in there, I think they have a good chance to actually do so. And I think that ultimately it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward tonight because it's going to be a very interesting game. The Raptors, despite their really bad 2-9 record, they still have been very competitive in every game. They've almost beat the Nuggets a bunch of times. They almost beat a lot of the good teams. So what's ultimately going to happen is if they can continue to play good ball, and again, Giannis should be able to single-handedly win them these games, but we're unsure at this moment if that's going to happen because we haven't seen it yet thus far. They've only beat the Jazz and the completely depleted Sixers to start the year. So a lot to discuss in this regard, and we'll definitely have a post-game video for you tonight discussing it. But a quick update and a report that came out: Bucks haven't discussed a Dame Lillard trade. So I know amidst all this, all the rumors and all these things, people are discussing should Dame be traded. A report came out basically saying, I was talking to people in the league about the Bucks, and I started hearing from people who were saying to me, the Bucks called us about trades. About who? Not Giannis and not Dame. So we know that the Milwaukee Bucks at this point are looking and actively looking to make trades, to make moves, to upgrade their lineup. And of course, we will be covering that on the channel. There's going to be a lot of different videos specifically regarding new trade updates. But when it comes to Damian Lillard, for all the fans out there who want to trade Dame, which I don't think at this point it even makes sense. Like, yeah, the fit hasn't been great, but you're not going to get adequate value for Damian Lillard. That's going to make this team better. I don't think Dame has been necessarily the problem every single game. Yes, the defense has been poor, but he's had a lot of games, Dame and Giannis, where they've played good enough to win if their supporting cast would have done anything to help them, specifically offensively, but and defensively as well. So if you're interested in that, Dame Lillard is not going to be traded, and neither is Giannis. And we know, again, there's always smoke and things like that surrounding a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade out of Milwaukee, especially when the Bucks are struggling. And it's basically been made clear that the Bucks are not going to trade Giannis unless he comes directly to the front office and says, hey, I want to trade, and demands a trade. Because if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you don't even own your first-round pick this year. You have your 2031 first-round pick that you can use to upgrade and really go all in, but there's no point of trading Giannis and then tanking just for you not to even have your own draft pick in this upcoming draft in what's going to be a very deep draft headlining Cooper Flag. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on that. And one other thing before we wrap up is that Jonas Valanciunas will be a trade target for contending teams in need of a center. Now, of course, at this moment and at this juncture, the Bucks aren't technically a contending team. However, you can see this tweet here. It says swap him for Brook. This gives the Wizards an opening to get off the books. And there's been some reports about the Milwaukee Bucks wanting to upgrade, getting rid of Bobby Portis, all these things, and Brook Lopez. An interesting swap would be Jonas Valanciunas. Now, do you guys, if you're watching this video and made it this far, leave it in the comments. Would you want to do a trade headlining, let's say, Brook Lopez swap for Jonas Valanciunas? It's interesting. It would definitely give them some more offensive help. Jonas has a mid-range game. He can shoot the three a little bit, like he's capable, but he is good in the post. He's a lot more of an offensive weapon than Brook Lopez is. The problem is you're downgrading defensively, even from Brook Lopez, who's not phenomenally defensively aside from blocking shots and rim protection, but you're downgrading defensively. Your offense is going to take a significant improvement. It won't take a hit by any means, but again, he would also help a lot with the rebounding, Jonas, which is something that Brook Lopez doesn't have. So it would definitely address some of the weaknesses of this team, but it also doesn't address all the weaknesses. Like, it helps in some ways, but I don't know if this is a move that puts them over the top. And I think the only way you do it is if no one else really offers anything crazy good, and you're able to get him for very cheap. Maybe a framework around Bobby Portis, then you have him as your backup center or something like that, but I'm not entirely sure that Jonas would want to do that. He signed a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Wizards this past offseason, so $10 million AAV is not too bad. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on that. And one final note about Chris Middleton, some guesswork here. They're predicting that he's going to be back November 23rd against Charlotte, so keep an eye out for that. But at this point, the Milwaukee Bucks have a lot of work to do. They need to start with a win tonight. They need to start with a win tonight, and hopefully they're able to do so. And if they aren't, then they're going to keep free falling down the standings. But that'll wrap it up. Let us know down below what your thoughts are. We'll see you later.